at that time they will read a certain portion in the Torah, and Rechavam is going to be sitting there, and he's going to read it, and I will be embarrassed. I will be disgraced. It's going to be, he's going to get all the covered. I'll have to stand like a regular commoner. So what Yeravam is in this bind. He has to figure out some solution of how to deal with this, that Rechavam is going to get all the honor. People are going to end up going back to him. So, he's realizing this potential problem, and it's going to create a huge issue. So, what does Yeravam do? So he takes counsel. Now, I should mention before I go further that what does it mean that he built up these Shechem and in the Mount of Ephraim, and he built up Penuel? Basically, he's nervous that there's going to be a war from Rechavam. That's what he's afraid of, and because of that, he wants to build some strongholds. In case of there is he wants to fortify these cities so that in case there is an attack from Rechavam, he's going to be well protected, and they'll have towers and walls and anything needed in order to protect themselves from a attack from the southern kingdom from Rechavam. Now, verse 28, the king took counsel. He made 2 golden calves. And this is one of the most shocking things. And he said to the people, "It is too far for you to go up to Jerusalem. Here are your gods, O Israel, who brought you up from the land of Egypt." Now, look at the Hebrew. Hine Elekecha Yisrael, Asher ha'alucha me'eretz Mitzrayim. These are the gods who took you out of Egypt. Anyone ever hear such craziness?
By the way, are you talking about they made actual idols?
That's what it says.
That can't possibly be. Has to be a mistake.
This is the Yeravam.
Mistake.
This is the king Yeravam, who's so nervous about his prestige, about his honor, that he is willing to do this crazy thing, and he even says the words almost exact to what the people in the days of Moses, when they made the golden calf, did the same thing. Why is he making calves? He's doing the same exact thing. He's making calves, and he says the same words. Hine Elekecha Yisrael Asher ha'alucha me'eretz Mitzrayim. Or in the Chumash, it's Eila Elekecha Yisrael. These are the right, or Asher ha'alucha me'eretz Mitzrayim. Right? It's almost exact. It's unbelievable. And guess what? There's a reason why he does this. Why does he do such a foolish thing with calves? And because he says, think about it. Aaron actually made the calf. You think he was such a sinner? There's obviously a legitimate place in Judaism for calves. And in a situation where we can't go to the temple, in other words, that temple is not meant for us, so we need a substitute for the Beis Hamikdash. it's going to be the 10, these calves. And he says it's connected to Achia Hashiloni's prophecy. We have a prophecy that we're supposed to be the 10 tribes. So instead of it being a source of proof that this is the most foolish and outlandish type of thing, he's instead using it as a source. This is obviously a legitimate thing. Maybe it wasn't perfect in the time of Moshe. It wasn't exactly meant then because Moshe was really still alive and so on. But the concept, he says, look, we have a proof. To us, this sounds crazy. Of course, we know the facts afterwards. But so he makes these two calves. Why do you make two? Because he wants one to be in the north, in Dan, in one in Beisel, which is the southern border, and Beisel also has like a significance. It says this is the base Einzel Kiyam Beisel Kim Zeshar Shemayim, right? Yaakov called it the house of Hashem, and so he has these. Basically, he has these two statues that are supposedly going to be in place of the Beis Hamikdash. Now, we're up to verse 29. And in verse 29, it says, before we do verse 29, I do want to say the Radak has an important point here. He says that they actually put guards in order that people won't pass through and prevent people from traveling to the Beis Hamikdash. Yes.
I think that the reason why that happened with him was because why he set up these, why he was trying to create a Avodah Zorah, was to distract them so they wouldn't think about Yerushalayim. In other words, like similar to what happened in Nazi Germany, how Hitler tried to brainwash the youth so that they wouldn't think about anything else, that they would develop a one-track mind towards what. I think it was very clever on his part to try to. Not that it was all Avodah Zorah, but I'm just saying that it was a very diabolical kind of move in order to carry something like that out. But that's what it seems to me like. Like every society, they try to rise up people like this, in order to get control, and it would distract them from thinking about what happened in the past, so they would be on question whether it was uncertain whether they made the right decision or not.
So definitely, I mean, the understanding that we have from the commentaries is that he was nervous about what's going to happen in the year of Hakel, but he was also nervous of what's going to happen. He was also nervous of what's going to happen for in this when the Jewish people go to bring up to the pilgrimage on the three holidays, and also whenever they want to bring sacrifices. All of the whole concept of having the temple in Rehovam's territory was a major situation for Yeravam to figure out how to get around the fact that it's going to give some type of legitimacy to Rechavam, and he doesn't want to give that. If he get the more legitimacy that we give to Rechavam, it shows that Yeravam is not really deserving of being king. So anything that's going to be done in the territory of Rechavam, which is the Beis Hamikdash, which is in Yehuda, in Benjamin's territory, that is the place of Rechavam. That's Rechavam's stronghold. That is a problem for Yeravam. So ultimately, So Yerovam came up with this. Now, together with it, he took counsel from the from others, and that's what they advised him. Now, verse 29 is he placed the one in Basel, which again, that's going to be the southern border of his territory, and the other one he placed in Dan, which is the northern border of his territory. And the understanding is that he wanted to show them that he is concerned about their welfare, and he wants to make it easier for them. The interesting thing, he uses a term here in the commentaries. He says the egel that Aaron made, like, similar to the egel that Aaron made. This is the like, that's how it's called. It's called Aaron's egel. So he says we're gonna have similar to Aaron's egel. That's where the Shekhinah will rest. So anyway, so he places these in the northern part and in the southern part. And this matter now, so what does it mean? 1 second. He placed one in Basel. Okay, verse 30 over here. Verse 30. This matter became a sin, and the people traveled all the way to Dan to worship before one of them. And no, so what does that mean? They all went to Dan. So the understanding is that they wanted to show that they're so committed that even if even the ones from the south, they felt that this is important. We're going to go all the way to the one in the north, and the same thing means that the people in the north came all the way to the ones in the south. They were very committed to this. It was accepted. This was not just Yerovam's. It wasn't just one of his dreams. It actually became a matter of serious devotion. They were devoted to this. Now, this matter became. Now, he also made, verse 31, he also made a temple of high places, and he appointed priests from commoners of the people who are not of the children of Levi. So here he's continuing in his way of doing things, and he has altars. It says a base bumais. That's the Hebrew. He built base bumais. A temple of high places. It really means a temple where there were altars, and more than just one. Not like in the Beis Hamikdash where there's only one. And he had these people who were not from the tribe of Levi, and the commentaries explain over here that what exactly happened. Obviously, he would have liked to have from the tribe of Levi, but the Levium and the Kayanim, they refused. They said, "We're not working for your, idols." They said, "We're not doing that." And so he kicked them out of his kingdom, and he said, "We don't give tithes to them anymore." And he basically took the whole concept of Kayanim and Levium, and he canceled the whole concept. He says there's no such thing. It's now going to be whoever I choose will be the Kohanim, and that's basically that's the final that's the final say. You people are no longer Kohanim. At least according to the Barbanel, according to one of the commentaries, he says that. Now the pasuk that we're up to 32. Yeravam also innovated a holiday in the 8th month on the 15th day of the month, an imitation of the holiday in Judah. So what's interesting here is that there's a Gemara Yushalmi that says that he actually changed the days of the holidays, and he changed even Shabbos, a different day. Now, it says that he made this holiday on the 8th, the 8th month, the 15th day of the month, in imitation of the holiday in Judah, brought offerings on the altar. He did the same in Beisel, sacrificing to the calves that he had made. And in Beisel, he set up priests of the high places that he had made. And he ascended the altar that he had made in Beisel on the 15th day of the 8th month, in the month that he had fabricated with his imagination. And he made a holiday for the children of Israel. He ascended the altar to burn incense. So this is just the beginning of major downfall of the Jewish people that were living under the rulership of Yeravam ben Nevat, who actually was a very talented and scholarly man, but ended up the power that came to him really ruined him. And we'll soon also we're gonna maybe speak next week about how Hashem came to Yeravam and gave him an offer which Yeravam refused, because he says David HaMelech is going to be more honored than me. Maybe we'll talk about it next week. Anyway,
Rabbi,
here
at that point, what was the percentage population-wise of the split?
I don't know if it says it. We'll have to see if we can find, maybe in the Book of Chronicles, maybe it would say more of it, numbers. But you can just imagine that there's 12 tribes, and 2 of the tribes are here, and 10 tribes are there. You can imagine.
Rabbi, he was almost as diabolical as Doeg, in some ways.
Must have been a larger portion in the northern kingdom. I don't think much larger portion. Anyway, Zygazont, everyone. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Good day, everybody.